Yo, yo, yo. It's Terrell, Hall of Fame, D-Line, tbkc, and all that other sweet, wonderful, beautiful shit. I fucked that up. But anyway, man, first of all, we're going to go live today. We're going to have some fun today. We're going to talk some dogs today. But, you know, like I told you, I told y'all notice I'm putting up more dogs. I'm going to put up more and more dogs. So I feel like I maybe hit like 100 or so of dogs that I produced or dogs that my studs produced. Nice mix of each, maybe 50 of each over the week or so. But look, some of y'all is cool as hell, and y'all sent me apologies and shit. But look, you don't owe me no apology. This is the internet, man. And on the internet, people can be whatever they want to be. Like, sometimes you have to just look at the source. You have to look at the source of people who are trying to say things and this, that, and the other, and then I can give you the facts. You know what I mean? You have a lot of people who put themselves in boastful situations as if they're doing major things, and then you have some people who just do major things. And at the end of the day, man, I think, you know, when you talk about the dog world, you know, you got two fashions. You got the immature people, and, you know, those people, it's always going to be like, I mean, I've been going through a lot of the same shit for years. Those who've been around me, it's years. Like, you have the same individuals come along with the same lies and the same bullshit. And if you decipher anything, it never makes sense. Like the whole God rest him, but the whole thing with Denzel, oh, he didn't have good semen. Well, how the fuck does he have all these champion kids? And how does even the people who are talking shit have his blood in their yard? And then, you know, even the ones who once praised me for how great I treated them, you know, they get a stick up their ass. And I find it all funny, man. But at the end of the day, like, it's just like I've gotten older, and it's just like, to me, it's like a low level of childishness. You know what I mean? Challenging people to fights, and nobody's gonna fight anybody. You know. It's just that simple, you know, talking shit about people, I've seen people talk shit about people's kids. I've seen people talk shit about people's spouses. I've seen people talk shit about, you know, it's ridiculous. I mean, when we start talking about dogs at the very, very root of it all, it has to go back to being quite simply just about dogs. It has to come down to the health, the confirmation, and where you stand at on that level. And this is why the dog world, I don't even want to say game, but the dog world has gotten so screwed up, is because bottom line, you have individuals that can come in here, and because you have proper promotion or somebody says you're a great breeder, you know, now you start to feel yourself. I've seen guys come in here in 1 or 2 years and they talk more shit than anybody. And you can do that, you know what I'm saying, when you take the rules out of things. And those rules definitely include health. They definitely include confirmation. You know, that's like a huge part of it, because that's the lines. I think if you talk about basketball and going out of bounds, or if you talk about football and going out of bounds, you know what I mean? You understand that there's, you know, certain rules that make you great or make you not so great. And when you start moving those lines, anybody can be great. And that's what we see in the American bully community. This is what we want to reestablish. We want to reestablish something to where there's actual rules, where your dog, you know what I mean, can't have a heart murmur, or your dog can't look like a totally different breed, or your dog has to have nice symmetry where all of the body parts match each other, not just some giant, huge ass chest and a tiny little rear, or, you know, whatever the case may be. This is, you know, this is dogs 101. This is why the standard is so important. This is why when I redid the standard recently, I didn't change anything. I emphasized things, and I emphasized, you know, symmetry. I emphasized tighter skin. I emphasized not the round head, but more of the pronounced cheek. you know, cheekier type of head, so that, you know, you can see the definition and the actual shape of the head to give it an identity. The rounder head is more identified with the bulldogs, and we always steered away from that. But you just define things, and we need to reset a standard of where the dogs have to be a certain type of way. You know, not that everybody can freelance and, oh, look at me, and look, I mean, literally, and it's not to even take shots at anybody, but you have individuals in the dog world who are like, have people looking up to them, and they're well known for producing major issues with their dogs. I mean, whether it's heart murmurs, whether it's breathing issues, whether it's, you know, early death, a multitude of ugly issues. And these are the people who are considered to be the leaders or whatever, because you have a bullshit registry that will give anybody ribbons, and they're promoting this type of stuff. You know what I mean? It's not dogs being pulled from the gene pool that have these issues to make the breed better. This is like a huge problem, and one of the reasons why we see it going down the way it's going down. I've been active, but I've also sat back and I've watched so many people make posts, and a lot of people have made posts, you know, talking about the amount of dogs that they're seeing die here lately, and they're tired of seeing the post, this dog died, that dog died. I mean, not only is it going to continue, it's going to get worse. It's going to be elevated as we continue to compound bad genes that are cutting the lifespan short of the dog. It's just that simple. You know, it's really to hell with, oh, you know what I mean, this is a stack off dog, this is a bully dog, this is what it is, this is what it is. I mean, last year what we saw, you know, a big stack off dog, you know what I'm saying, die within a couple months of his major stack off. You know, we have to do better. We have to fix these issues. A stack off dog, I mean, it makes no sense to say that a dog can be flawed up because it's only a stack off dog. I mean, we really, really, really have to do better in the quality of dog we're making. And as I've showed you guys before, I can show you, you know what I mean? And I'm not just bragging on myself because other people do it. But, you know, I can show you very, very large dogs, very bully dogs, you know what I mean, that can breathe, that don't fall out when the sun comes out, you know, that has good conformation. And there are those dogs out there that have all of the qualities that are necessary. And I know, like I told y'all, I went up to East Shore Bullies and checked out some of his dogs. He has some beautiful dogs that run around like crazy. Great conformation. You don't hear any harsh breathing or anything of that nature. And of course, I didn't do an x-ray on their hips, but I can tell the way a dog moves that that dog shouldn't have hip problems. You know, I mean, but you see more and more of these dogs that should be being pushed as what the breed should be, basically being looked over, because it's just not, they're not into a ton of promotion, they're not into a hyper, they're not into these little end clicks to where, you know, oh yeah, they sell their dogs for this amount of money, they sell, and even that excuse me, even that's getting old. You know, we have to sort of hit a reset button on our American Bully breed and get back to making good dogs. I don't care how much money anybody's making, that's on you. More power to you. If you can sell a dog for, you know, 44 billion like Twitter, more power to you. You did your thing. But at the end of the day, we have to get it to a point to where we are, you know, we are doing the right thing by our breed and by our dogs, and making sure that we have the ability to, you know, to really, really produce a better overall dog and not just get into this popularity contest. You know, we have to get back to a maturity level to where we can talk dogs. As y'all know, I put it out there not long ago that I would talk dogs with anybody. And I'm going to talk about that in the next video. But I put that out there. Nobody is taking the challenge to just talk dogs. Y'all notice that, right? It's a reason for that. Because that conversation will always be the most avoided conversation, because that's the conversation that exposes people. But we'll talk about that on the live today, you know what I'm saying? It's early, so I'm dragging, but I'll see y'all. It'll be about 12:30 Central Time. But until next time, y'all, God bless y'all. Peace.